Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Parshat Chukat, Step-by-Step Progress. The famous incident in Chukat, Moshe's Chait, regarding the rock and the water, is certainly one of the most complicated topics in the whole Torah. We don't understand the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. Miriam Hanaviyah did not understand the level of Moshe. She thought he was quantitatively different than her, not qualitatively different, and she erred in this topic, so we should be very, very careful analyzing Moshe. Or Chaim quotes 10 different approaches to what Moshe did wrong, and he says each one is more challenging than the other one. So this is certainly a very difficult topic. Just one insight that one commentary pointed out, the Shemin Tov, quoted by Rav Frand, I think it's a nice idea, not so much to analyze Moshe as much as just as a lesson for us. He writes that if you look at, say, for Shmot, when the Jews first complained about the water, they said, Lama, why Moshe did? He takes out of Mitzrayim to kill us, to destroy us here, which of course is a horrible thing to say to Moshe. Now, decades later, in Parshat Chukat, they say, why did he bring us out into this desert where there's no water? Lamitenu, and then we're just going to die. So both statements are off. No shaila about it, no question. However, in the first time around there, it was very, very aggressive. Why it takes out to kill us, accusing Moshe of trying to kill them? It's unbelievable. As opposed to Moshe, why did you bring us here where just, well, what's the plan? That we're not going to be able to survive and we're just going to naturally die. So it's a horrible thing to say to Moshe Rabbeinu. They didn't plan it out well and doesn't have a plan what's going to be, but it's not as aggressive as accusing Moshe that your purpose was to kill us. So either one is a flaw, but there is a step forward. And so I want to say Moshe should have noted, like, okay, we made a step forward. And I think it's a great lesson in life. How to deal with this. And Moshe Rabbeinu, not my goal at all here. As much as where do we take this regarding ourselves, as parents, as teachers, as friends, as in our own lives. We could go ahead and look at certain objective ideas and objective goals, learning a certain amount of time a day, not getting angry at all, total control over a certain bad midot, etc., having a perfect marriage, etc., etc., etc. And if that is always how we are measuring things, it could be very, very frustrating and dangerous, as opposed to looking where we were and where we are now. Wow. At the beginning of the year, I couldn't sit down for more than a half hour and learn. Now I'm learning for an hour and a half a day. That's amazing. At the beginning of the year or 5 years ago, I just had such a short fuse, get angry at my wife, my children, my students, my colleagues over anything. Now, once, twice a week, I'm losing it, and that's if I have to work on it, but that's progress. It's progress. So it's very, very important that we have the proper measuring stick, that when we're going ahead and judging others, our students, our family, that it is always yachasi to where they were a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, and we look at it in that way. What the goal is, what the ya'ad is, what the destination is, it's another topic. But for now, you go ahead. A parent has a child who's sleeping in on Shabbat morning. It's very frustrating to the parent. They're sleeping in till 10 o'clock. And so, yeah, this is frustrating, and person has to deal with that, no question about it. But let's say he gets up, he makes it to shul, if I don't allow him, he comes to shul. A year ago, he wasn't even doing that. So you have to at least see that perspective. It's not the yad, it's not where you're looking to be at, but it's very important. And if a person doesn't have this perspective and just negativity is oozing out of the parent, the father, the mother, the mechanech, the rebbe, the teacher, if that's what the kid is feeling, he's going to notice the reaction is probably not going to be very positive. But if he feels like, hey, they appreciate me, they appreciate I'm trying, they appreciate I'm making a step forward, then already we can have a good partnership together, the parent and the child. The parent and the parent, the Rebbe and the child, etc., etc. And the person, in terms of his own self, he has to look at himself in that way as well. Push himself and demand and shoot for the stars, but notice the growth, even if the growth and the steps forward are only baby steps. Shalom.